Today's First Alert afternoon weather update is brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.
Good afternoon, Mid-Michigan. First Alert meteorologist Diane Phillips joining you. My apologies for being just a few minutes behind. I was sitting on a meeting trying to gather more information to make sure I can bring you the best quality weather. So always doing that education and learning part to make sure that you are getting the best thing out there. So I appreciate you just kind of holding on here the last couple of minutes while we get the party started. So today we are going to be talking about our latest First Alert forecast, how we have some snow on radar, how a lot of it is not making it to the ground, but also we did have a chat with MDOT, so the Michigan Department of Transportation. They've been doing a lot of their winter preps, and they were making sure that you all know that they are ready to go for this season. So I'm going to pull up that story. This was actually recorded last week. Our very own James Felton, he was out there at what MDOT calls their pumpkin parade. So they get their orange snowplows out there and really just kind of show off what they've been doing here during the summer season and how they're ready going into the winter season. So even though some of the weather data that is in that story might be a little bit past data because it was for this last weekend, still there's still a lot of good information and also a reminder of that new snowplow law. So if you kind of forgot those tools and tricks, this is going to be a pretty good reminder for you. So I'm going to toss it over to James so that you can have those good reminders as we go into the winter season.
Around the corner and the chance of snow as soon as this weekend. The crews who keep our roads safe are ready for whatever Mother Nature has in store. TV5's James Felton stopped by one of MDOT's garages in Saginaw County to see how they're preparing. James?
Today, MDOT held what it likes to call its annual pumpkin parade, showcasing its equipment as we head into winter.
It's that time of year again, so we're ready to go.
Paul Ruseger is a transportation maintenance supervisor for MDOT. He tells me everyone here at MDOT's Saginaw West Maintenance Garage is prepared for another Mid-Michigan winter.
We went through all of our vehicles and stuff, and everything's ready to go. We've ran the routes. We've got all our any areas of concerns or anything that we might have concerns with that you wouldn't see if it was covered in snow. We've addressed all those. So now we're just waiting for Mother Nature to do her part so these guys can do theirs.
Tyler Ott is one of those guys. The plow driver does his part to keep MDOT routes clear when the snow falls.
I get excited and I enjoy what I do. It's a very important job and I'm honored to have a position that I hold.
Ott wants drivers to remember, don't crowd the plow.
With snow flying off of the trucks and in the air, visibility is an issue, and a lot of people don't understand blind spots. And, just because they know where they're at in accordance to our truck, we can't always see them. So, you need to stay way back and expect us to reposition, turn, anything like that on the road. So just because we, get off to the side and we may try to turn around, so please don't rush by us and just give us room and the time we need to do what we need to do.
As we've reported, our First Alert weather team is calling for some snow this weekend, but they're quick to point out that because of warm ground temperatures, snow will have a difficult time accumulating on the roads. For his part, Ruseger says MDOT will be ready if necessary.
We got crews on standby and we'll have people monitoring conditions for the 24 hours prior to, leading up to, and if we get it, we get it, and we will be ready. We will have people ready to respond.
Stay with our First Alert weather team for the latest on our first round of snow. Back to you.
Thank you, James. And last year, a new snowplow law went into effect, making it illegal to drive any closer than 200 feet behind a snowplow that is salting, sanding, or plowing. 200 feet is about 12 car lengths. This new rule does not apply when you're attempting to pass a snowplow. When you're stopped at an intersection, you must allow 20 feet between you and the plow. Any violators could face a $100 fine. And remember to download the TV5 First Alert weather app to get localized alerts.
And as you just saw there, that was that QR code to getting that First Alert weather app. So we have a lot of good information, of course, for you on that app, but it was just really a good reminder for us that we here during the season still want to have quite a bit of distance between us and those snowplows. So make sure that you are being cautious out there on local roadways. Make sure you are giving yourself plenty of time to get to your destination so that you can go a little bit slower behind those plows. It's always best to give yourself as much room as you can. And of course, if you're passing, do that on the left. Don't sneak around on the right-hand side. That is not the way to do it. So again, be very cautious while you're out there as we get a little bit more settled into the winter season. I know we would still classify this as fall, but we did have that taste of snow. I'm actually going to show you our camera that we have here in Bay City. So we don't have any snow here, but it actually, you can see just a little bit there on the ground. So this is going to be the remainders of our snow that we did pick up, but with temperatures that have been warming up today, we are finding that some of our snow is disappearing. So we are finding those readings above freezing right now. We're seeing those into the mid to upper 30s. We're at 35 in Saginaw, 34 in Flint, 36 into Caro, 37 into Midland and Standish and Clare, 33 yet in Houghton Lake, and then 39 in Mount Pleasant. So those air temperatures are a little bit warmer than what it feels like outside, because our feels like temperatures, last I had checked, yeah, a lot of those are still into the 20s right now. So it feels like it's 26 in Saginaw, feels like it's 25 in Bad Axe, Houghton Lake, and Flint. It feels like it's 27 in Clare, 26 in Oscoda, and 28 in Bay City. So it is definitely feeling a little bit cooler than the air temperature, nearly almost a 10-degree difference. So if you are saying, hey, it's above freezing outside, but it still feels pretty chilly, well, it's because those winds have been a little bit more elevated for us today. We are even anticipating those winds to pick up a little bit of speed as we go into the afternoon. Here's a look at some of our wind gusts. However, we haven't really seen all that strong of winds. We've been seeing those peak winds around 20 miles per hour, but also that southwest wind direction thankfully did shut off the snow that we were picking up into the thumb yesterday, but it's also pumping in some more mild air for us. So that's why the lake effect has been quite a bit calmer today for us, but we are still finding that mild air coming in. But that's only going to continue to add up with those highs later this week, as we are going to be seeing some more comfortable conditions, or at least more seasonal weather here the next couple of days. What we are watching here this afternoon is we have a warm front that's coming through. This looks potentially a little bit more overdone than actually what is making the ground. So we are seeing some rain and some snow on radar, but last I had checked, I only had our sensor in Alma that was reporting that precipitation actually making it to the ground level. So what is happening is that as this comes through, it is bringing us those snow showers and rain showers, but a lot of it's actually evaporating. So as it kind of falls down, it hits that dry layer of air, and then it doesn't make it past that to the ground level because it evaporates. So that's why a lot of us aren't really picking up too much on the ground level. You may find that still a couple of flurries or a raindrop or two is able to survive and make it to the surface level, but overall a lot of us are going to be seeing mainly dry weather for this afternoon. So when you open up the First Alert Weather app and you see this on radar, just know that there is going to be some variation between what radar is showing and what you're seeing outside. Now we are going to take a quick break here. We will have about 60 seconds, and then we're going to be talking about that hour-by-hour forecast and that melting snow as temperatures are going to be climbing. So stick with us. We're going to be right back in just 1 minute. Welcome back. Let's hop right into that First Alert forecast. We are watching kind of this line that has been showing up on radar. As I mentioned, not all of that precipitation making it to the ground level, but we are still going to see these snow showers to be possible as we go throughout the afternoon, and even some raindrops can be in the mix because our temperatures have warmed up. But this is going to continue to kind of pivot towards the east-northeast. We'll kind of see a little bit better chance for some of those snow showers to maybe make it in our northern communities north of US 10, but still I am going to at least leave a few snowflakes and raindrops in the forecast, very much isolated though today, for us to be tracking these this afternoon and even going into the evening commute. As we go into your evening plans overall, though, you'll kind of see that a lot of this is going to continue once that front passes. So it's going to continue out over the water to where we're not going to have too much going on. So during the night, we'll still be keeping just a handful of flurries in play, but the forecast really kind of hits the pause point and it goes a little bit quiet during the night. So we are going to find that it's at least an easier start out the door tomorrow morning with us still tracking temperatures that are a little bit below freezing and still continuing to see that melt. Make sure that you are being mindful of roadways. You still may have a couple of icy spots and maybe just some of those puddles that had some refreeze during the night. So not major impacts, but just something to be mindful of here just because we do have those cooler nights yet. As we go throughout the day on Wednesday, you will see that we have still some green specks that show up. The temperatures warming back up into the 40s. We are anticipating to find that a few of those showers are going to be possible, but kind of our moisture transport is going to be out over Lake Huron, so just towards our northeast of the lower peninsula. So that's where we're going to be keeping a lot of the rainfall chances, but we still can have a couple of showers that'll be possible in mid-Michigan. So again, very much isolated, kind of similar to today, to where you will probably have quite a few hours of dry weather, but you still could have that raindrop or snowflake that's able to make it on by. Once this system kind of pivots out, we do have high pressure that comes in and kind of shakes up the pattern a little bit. So that is going to be bringing us some sunshine as we go into Thursday. So if you're kind of already tired of these winter clouds that are overhead, we do have some sunshine to kind of help brighten your mood. I know seasonal affective disorder kind of starting to settle in for some of us. So make sure that you are getting that sunshine here on Thursday and into Friday's forecast. A quick update on those wind gusts. As I had mentioned, we are going to find those potentially around 20 to 25 miles per hour. So that air is going to be moving outside, feeling a little bit breezy at times, but we will find that that southwest wind is going to be, again, around 20, 25 miles per hour, and that's still going to be here through the evening, even close to bedtime tonight. So we are going to be kind of keeping those blustery or breezy conditions here for today, and that'll still last into tomorrow. Tomorrow will be pretty comparable to that. With those southwest winds, that has helped our temperatures to get above freezing and into those mid to upper 30s. We may find that a couple of us do make 40 degrees today, but you will see that this is going to allow for some of that snow to melt for folks who did see snow over the weekend. I was also looking at our camera that we have in Flint. Not a lot of snow there on that camera, so there's a lot of variations here through mid-Michigan. So we are going to have some changing landscapes here throughout this week. Now our temperatures continuing to rebound a little bit here. We have those 40s in for tomorrow and then 50s as early as Thursday. And that's going to carry on into the weekend as we even have 58 in by Saturday. So those temperatures continue to warm. Actually, 50s are above average. Normally, we should be into the 40s here for November. So we are going to be looking at a mild weekend if you're already looking to do some holiday shopping or some events that are going on during that weekend time frame. So also, though, keep an eye to the weather then, because we do have some rainfall, because actually Saturday is November 15th. So of course in Michigan, a lot of folks do participate in the deer hunting season as rifle season opens up. So we are going to find and that for this weekend. So if you're traveling maybe up north on Friday, we are going to be looking at that sunshine. So it'll be easy travel to get to your destinations. But I want you keeping an eye to the weekend, because as I'm checking some of the data, I am seeing some variations because the center of the storm has actually been shifting northward. So that might be able to take some of the rainfall with it as well. So I know it's not ideal to be looking at rain chances for Saturday and Sunday for folks wanting to hunt this weekend, but we may need to make some changes. So I'm optimistic that maybe these changes could be helpful for hunters. So keep an eye to this forecast. It will be a little bit breezy at times. We will find that the winds do also pick up throughout the weekend, just as that system is going to be towards our north. So something to keep in mind, that it might be a little bit breezier and some wet weather. So it might not be ideal, but we are going to hopefully be able to make some fine-tuning adjustments to kind of trim back some of that rainfall. Our 7-day forecast is going to show our temperatures that are going to be into the 40s and eventually those 50s, as I had mentioned. And even going into early next week, we're still seeing around 47 degrees for a high on Monday. And now we do have those isolated snow showers in for today, and even tomorrow we can have a snowflake or raindrop that mixes in. So today and tomorrow pretty comparable, as we just have enough energy to get some showers going, but overall the coverage isn't all that widespread. Happy to see that sunshine on Thursday and Friday. Mark those those dates on the calendar to get outside. Maybe rake some leaves. That would be a good time frame with the dry weather and some sunshine and also mild conditions. Maybe also you want to put some holiday lights up. That might also be a good time frame too, because over the weekend, though it warms up, we do have those rain chances that we want you keeping an eye to. Of course, you can keep an eye on that weekend forecast with the First Alert weather app that is free to download. You can get that on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, whichever phone you are using, or even put it on your tablet if you have an iPad or just any of those larger tablets. Make sure you have the app on there too so that you can stay connected, because we'll be sending those push alerts out, and we'll also just have that updated forecast in there. The next 7 days is always a great tool to kind of see what's coming up in the next week or so. So again, give that a scan, or if you already have the app, just make sure it is updated to the most current version so that you're staying on top of all things weather. But I do appreciate you joining me today. Chris Eastlake, First Alert Chief Meteorologist Chris Eastlake, is going to be back tonight at 9 o'clock to have your First Alert forecast and kind of have the first look at that evening weather data. So make sure you're tuning in and joining him at 9 p.m. But thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow right back here at 2 o'clock.
Thank you for joining us. Today's stream has been brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.